Hey guys, have you ever wondered, how do I change my life? How do I make things happen? What does it really take to have that breakthrough, to manifest those things, to achieve the life that I want, to create a radically different life even? What's the secret? What's the missing ingredient? I was in my life at some point where I kept on wondering about the same question. I kept on feeling like something was missing. And I couldn't really understand it, even though I already knew the answer. I didn't really knew it. But here is the reality. You are where you are in life because of who you are. And that is such a simple statement that carries a lot of weight. But that means that if you accept that statement, you accept the responsibility that comes with that statement, meaning that you are where you are because of who you are, not because of where you grew up, how you grew up, or who brought you up, or the economy, or the unfortunate event or the fortunate event, or whatever. But you take responsibility that your level of consciousness, your current level of mind, how you think, how you feel, and what you do brought you where you are right now. And you may feel like, okay, that's not totally true, because what about all those external things? Well, here's the thing. As long as you keep on blaming things outside of yourself, you'll always remain a victim of your environment. You'll always remain affected by what people say, what might happen, what did happen, and all the things that are not fair and that should have happened instead. And that is not serving any useful purpose, or is it? And that victim mentality is often one of the things that prevents us from actually owning our creative power and making things happen. Why? Because it's easier to blame things, or to rationalize, or to explain and justify why we are where we are and why it's not our fault. Because to take responsibility, if you don't like your situation, or if you like 90% of it but not the last 10%, we don't want to own those 10%. Because sometimes it feels like a weakness, or we feel embarrassed, or it's easier to pretend that it's because of something outside of us. But here's something I learned the hard way. You are where you are because of who you are. But you can change where you're going because you can change who you are. What do I mean by that? You can change your level of consciousness, meaning you can change the level of thoughts, the level of emotion, and what you do. And that's what a lot of those videos in this channel is about, helping you feel greater of yourself. Think higher of new possibility in a different way, changing your perspective, reframing your old beliefs, your old stories, choosing again, and realizing, getting to really understand that you are the creator of your own reality. You are the scriptwriter and the actor. But sometimes there is a gap, and to make that gap happen, especially if around you, you don't see the evidence of that just yet, you need to require to have a lot of faith, but also to have a lot of responsibility, because your level of thought translates in your level of results. So if you're wondering how and where is my current present state of consciousness, just look at your result. And if some area of your life are not where you want them to be, that means that your level of consciousness in that area needs to improve. And often, in my experience and working with my clients, we need to upgrade how we see ourselves, how we think of ourselves, how much we deserve, what we're worth it. But to make that happen, we need to discipline our mind. And this is where we lack a lot of effort, because we're so distracted. Our attention span is so low. We rather spend time on TikTok and YouTube and other things than to work on ourselves, than to observe our thoughts, than to visualize, than to meditate, than to do gratitude, than to do all those things that can help you create that mindset, that can help you up your level of thinking. So we rather give our energy away of all those menial, trivialist activity because they're easy, but they don't bring you what you truly desire. So you need to be able to discipline your mind if you really want to get where you want to be. We are only limited by shortness of attention and weakness of imagination. That's a quote from Neville Goddard, and I really love it. But imagine all of your 60,000 thoughts every day. How many of them are you actually aware? How many of them are the same as yesterday? How many of those thoughts are actually lies, are actually negative, are holding you back, are limiting you in some shape or form? So if you want to really have that breakthrough in life, you gotta start observing yourself, meaning what's happening within yourself, how you think, and notice how this transpires in your expectations, in your actions, in your decisions, and in your manifestations. That's what it means that you are where you are because of who you are. Observing your life from a greater state of responsibility. And this gives you the blessing of then choosing again to think greater a little bit more every day, to start seeing yourself in the world in a different way. Because once you up your level of consciousness, your result will follow. And it may take a period of time for things to change and realign themselves. That's why you have to persist. That's why you have to stay committed. That's why you have to move and walk by faith and not by sight, as the saying goes. But the greatest gift you can give yourself is to accept that you are responsible for where you are. And that is not a blame stick. That is actually a gift, a magic wand that allows you then to assess, okay, if this is where I am because of my level of consciousness right now, let me up it every day a little bit, every chance I get, every moment. Let me notice and let me put the effort because this is worth it. And if I discipline my mind, and if I think greater and I feel greater, and I get myself to a new level of consciousness, things will happen. But you have to experience that for yourself, because evidence is the greatest way to convince yourself. But then what happens when you have that evidence? You might just think, well, it would have happened anyway. And that's why you have to keep on learning and keep on noticing what your state of consciousness has created, and then you'll see that it was no accident. So if you really want to make a breakthrough in your life, you gotta take this seriously, because this inside work and this inner work is and requires a lot of effort, commitment, but it's worth it. But you can also play at it. Don't make it a burden. Know that you do it because of the joy and the lifestyle and all the things that it will provide you. And the more you do it, the more the momentum is in your way and the easier it gets. So let me know what you think in the comment, guys, and I will see you in my next video. If you have and if you need tools to help you discipline your mind, to change your mind, to think greater, to elevate your level of consciousness, check out my other videos. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Be well.